The small town of Willowbrook was known for its tight-knit community, where everyone knew everyone, and life moved at a slow, predictable pace. But all of that changed when a mysterious man named Victor Holloway moved into the old, abandoned mansion on the edge of town. Victor was an enigma, tall, well-dressed, and always wearing a warm smile. He quickly became the talk of the town, not just because of his sudden appearance, but because of his peculiar habit. Every month, he adopted a new baby. At first, the townsfolk were skeptical. Who was this man, and why was he adopting so many children? But Victor was charming and persuasive. He claimed to be a wealthy philanthropist who wanted to give orphaned children a better life. He even invited the local news station to his mansion for an interview, showcasing the luxurious nursery he had built, complete with state-of-the-art toys, cribs, and a team of nannies. The townspeople began to warm up to him, and soon Victor was seen as a hero. But not everyone was convinced. Among the skeptics was Emily Carter, a young investigative journalist who had recently moved back to Willowbrook after years of working in the city. Emily had a nose for stories, and something about Victor didn't sit right with her. Why would a single man with no family want to adopt so many babies? And why did he always seem to adopt them from different parts of the country, never from the local orphanage? Emily decided to dig deeper. She started by visiting the families of the babies Victor had adopted, hoping to find some answers. But every family she contacted either refused to speak to her or had mysteriously disappeared. The more she investigated, the more she realized that Victor's operation was shrouded in secrecy. She even tried to get close to him, posing as a potential nanny, but Victor was always one step ahead, politely declining her offers and avoiding her questions. One night, Emily decided to take a risk. She snuck onto Victor's property, determined to find out what was really going on inside the mansion. As she crept through the dark, she noticed something strange. The nursery, which was always brightly lit during the day, was completely dark. She peered through the window and saw rows of empty cribs. Where were the babies? Emily's heart raced as she made her way to the back of the mansion, where she found a hidden door leading to the basement. She hesitated for a moment, then pushed the door open and descended the stairs. What she found there would haunt her forever. The basement was a labyrinth of rooms, each filled with strange, high-tech equipment. In one room, she saw rows of incubators, each containing a tiny, sleeping baby. In another, she found a laboratory filled with vials of blood and strange, glowing liquids. But the most horrifying discovery was in the final room, a massive circular machine with wires and tubes connected to a central pod. Inside the pod was a baby, but it wasn't like any baby Emily had ever seen. Its skin was pale and translucent, and its eyes glowed with an eerie, otherworldly light. Emily's mind raced as she tried to make sense of what she was seeing. Was Victor conducting experiments on these babies? Was he trying to create something or someone? She didn't have time to think. Suddenly, she heard footsteps behind her. She turned around to see Victor standing in the doorway, his warm smile replaced by a cold, menacing glare. "I was wondering when you'd show up," he said, his voice dripping with malice. "You're a curious one, aren't you?" Emily tried to run, but Victor was too fast. He grabbed her by the arm and dragged her into the center of the room. "You see, Emily," he said, "these babies are not just orphans. They are the future. With their DNA, I can create a new race of superhumans, beings with abilities beyond your wildest imagination, and you, my dear, are going to help me." Emily struggled, but Victor was too strong. He strapped her to a chair and connected her to the machine. As the machine whirred to life, Emily felt a surge of energy coursing through her body. She screamed as her vision blurred, and her mind was flooded with strange, alien thoughts. But just as she thought she was about to lose herself, the machine suddenly shut off. Emily opened her eyes to see Victor lying on the floor, unconscious. Standing over him was one of the babies, the one from the pod. Its eyes were no longer glowing, but it looked at Emily with a knowing gaze, as if it understood everything that had happened. Emily didn't waste any time. She freed herself from the chair and grabbed the baby, running out of the mansion as fast as she could. She didn't stop until she reached the police station, where she told them everything she had seen. The police raided Victor's mansion, but he was gone. All that remained was the lab, the machines, and the empty cribs. The babies were taken to a nearby hospital, where they were examined by doctors. But no one could explain what Victor had done to them, or why they all seemed to possess strange, almost supernatural abilities. As for Emily, she never stopped searching for Victor. She knew he was still out there, somewhere, continuing his twisted experiments, and she vowed to stop him, no matter what it took. The story of Victor Holloway and his adopted babies became a legend in Willowbrook, a cautionary tale about the dangers of trusting strangers. But for Emily, it was more than just a story. It was a mission, one that would change her life forever. If you found this story touching and inspiring, please like the video, share it with others, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for following along, and we'll see you next time for more uplifting tales.